Good evening. Good evening. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Happy, what is it, Tuesday? Hey, Ty, what's going on, girl? Ty, are you home or you still, you're probably not at the hospital. Oop, trying to figure out what's going on with my hair. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Home, what's going on, girly? Welcome everyone who's jumping in. Hey, boo. Welcome. This is an impromptu scope. You're sleepy and you slept all day. I rebuke thee. Preacher man. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday evening. Almost Wednesday morning. I'm just jumping on. I was talking to someone about dating. So I figured I'd ask some dating questions to anyone out there who is single. I just wanted to know about the block party. Yes, and you block without even letting them know that they affect you. You just block on the sneak. Like, don't even look at them. Don't say anything. Just, and keep talking and you block because they need to get their lives. Okay, so my question to you is, hello everyone, blessings to you as well. Thank you for popping in. I'm just asking a dating question for the single people out there. Just wanting to know either your best or your worst date. If you don't mind sharing that information, that would be great. I can tell you mine as well. If anyone wants to tell me their best or their worst date. For anyone who does not know me, my name is AdrienneB, also known as AB Royalty. I am a vlogger. I am a seamstress, a clothing designer. And I'm just having a Q&A about relationships and or dating. I want to know what your best or your absolute worst date was. How are you? Let's see if it is the prophetess. I will tell you yours, but you have to tell me. I will tell you mine, but you have to tell me yours as well. I have a few very funny stories. Blind date. I have a story where a guy almost, it's not funny, he almost tried to, he didn't try to kidnap me, but he was just real different. Exactly, Nay, the coffee, yes, that guy. I'm getting all of my notes together of just some interesting dates that I've had. Everyone is great. How are you, prophetess? Dating is very weird. It is very weird, and especially in 2016, dating is almost horrific. But one of the decisions that I've made is to continue to better myself and keep pushing and creating my own business and just continuing to make myself whole. And in time, my mate will come. I'm not even going to worry about it. But for right now, I'm just going to do me and just continue to build my own brand and my own business and all of that sort of stuff. And eventually he'll come. But right now, like, I'm not concerned about dating at the moment. It doesn't mean if, the situation presents itself, I wouldn't date. But I decided to focus on AdrienneB for right now. But I'm just interested to know, does anyone have any funny stories? Blind date? Anything? I have a hair appointment this week. Anyone? Anyone? Yes, I've gone on one blind date. My blind date wasn't actually crazy. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear your story. Yes, I went on one. It was a blind date. It was a mutual friend of a coworker. And the date actually went very well. He was mourning at the time. Good evening, Aunt. And I'm going to stop what I'm saying just to address your last scope title. I was like, what? Okay, back to what I was saying. Excuse me. I've been on one blind date. and how are you? I've been on one blind date, and the blind date wasn't actually bad. The situation was the guy was dealing with a mourning in his family, and someone very close to him had passed. So he was dating, but he was looking for a wife. He treated me very nicely, very well. I wasn't the one that he ended up choosing, but how do I find what app? What app is that you speak of? Kids in exchange. He claimed to be, huh? Yeah, a lot of people claim to be a lot of things. And that's the thing that I don't like about dating. I don't like that the person that shows up is the representative of who they actually are. And sometimes they come and they want to pretend to be someone they're not to try to impress you. I don't like the whole... I don't know what you're doing, Aunt. Cindy came, he invited you to a random church and said, my dad preaching... Yeah, the lies. I don't... Lies are just too much for me. I can't do dishonesty. One of my, I tell people straight off the bat, I've been in a long distance relationship before and I would not do it again. Yeah, it was too difficult, and I feel like if both people are not willing to put in the same effort, then yeah, it's not. And was it not his father? That is horrible. That is funny. I can't. No, ma'am. Welcome back, Ty. You have to have a lot of patience for long distance, and it can be... If one person, hello, good evening. If one person is not planning on moving to be near or with the other one, then long distance relationships are not for AdrienneB. Unless Jesus says otherwise. But yeah, long distance relationships are too trying. No ma'am, Ty. I would be like, do you need time? Because I could give you time. I can give you time. I went out with a guy once, online dating, right? It wasn't through one of the apps. It was a guy that I met. And so he was trying to impress me. And we had a bet. I don't really bet, but I can't remember what the bet was. But whoever lost... Yes, exactly. Exactly. A to the men. Whatever the bet was, if I won the bet, we were going to go see a comedy film. And if he won, we were going to go see a horror film, because anyone who knows me knows I do not like horror movies. So anyway, he won. Later, thank you. I'll hit you up too on your silly titled scopes, Aunt. I was like, you're eating Snickers and you're doing what? I can't. So he won the bet, and so I had to go watch Amityville Horror with him. So that's how long ago this happened. This is when Amityville Horror came out. So we meet at Penn Station. This is when I lived in New York. We meet at Penn Station. Ty. We meet at Penn Station. Very true. Very true. We meet at Penn Station. We went to the movies first. And the thing about him is he was a big guy, and then he had lost a bunch of weight. So he was very excited about the weight he had lost. So one of the things he had done is he kept flexing all night. And he was just like, yeah, the guns. And I was looking at him like, what do you... This is what you do? Okay. So he's flexing and flexing and flexing. And so we're at the movie and I'm covering my eyes. Right, Janae? I'm covering my eyes because I do not like horror movies. I don't like anything about nothing. Janae, my daughter's in here. She could tell you I don't mess with horror films. I don't watch scary TV. The last scary movie I probably saw besides Amityville Horror was like Chucky. Back in the 80s, I think. Adrienne does not do horror movies. So he was like, well, if you're scared, you can always, hey sis, hey Renee. He was like, you can always grab my guns. And I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you. How are you? I was like, no, I'm okay, I'll be fine. Good night, thank you, thanks for coming. So So he's like, you can always grab my guns. And I was like, no, I'm okay. So that's the movie. The movie's ending. And I was like, okay. The movie ended and we went to a restaurant. Now, he chose the restaurant. He knows that I like West Indian food. He knows I like reggae music. So it's someplace in Manhattan. I can't even tell you what area of Manhattan. We're in Manhattan at a restaurant. Beautiful place. Everything is white, ordered my food and I'm enjoying the food. What I didn't know is to the left, girl, this is back in New York. This was a long time ago. This is a very, very long time. It was over 10 years ago. I'm just talking about a date that sticks out of my mind. So we go to this restaurant in New York City and they have good Jamaican food. And then after a certain hour, they start playing reggae music on the other side. So I love reggae music. So of course, I'm like, wow, you chose a really, really nice place. I appreciate it. So we're sitting there eating and he's on the phone and he's like, oh man. I'm like, is everything okay? He goes, I don't know if I could pay for this meal. I laughed and I put my head down and I picked it back up. The devil, right there. Jeanette said the devil. Right. I was like, so I'm a smart woman. We don't leave home without money. Mama didn't raise no fool. I don't know why I said it like that. Mama didn't raise no fool. My mother, she taught us wherever you go, you make sure you have money just in case anything happens. I don't know what this little piece of hair is doing. It's bothering me. I'm getting my hair done soon. But that right there, I'm sorry. So if you keep seeing me mess with it, that's fine. So, okay. I'm like, I have money. So what I was going to do is I was going to cover my meal. Because I'm still eating. I never stopped eating. I didn't skip a beat. I'm eating my food and I looked up at him and he's like, hold on, I'm on the phone with my bank. Let me just see if everything went through. Let me just see if I can take care of this meal. So he was like, do you have money to cover it just in case? And I was like, yes, I have money to cover mine. Eating. Excuse me, about 5 minutes goes by and he says, oh, okay, everything is good. I can cover it. And out of my head, I said, okay. In my mind, the date was already over. Okay. With the guns, the thing with the guns and all of the rest of the corny and he was being real extra. I was like, okay. So then he couldn't pay for dinner, which, I mean, if I knew I was paying for dinner, just let me know up front. I'm not saying I would never pay. I'm saying don't get in a restaurant and be on the phone with your bank and don't know if you could pay for dinner. Don't do that. Right? Yes, over. So when he mentioned that, I was like, okay, so we're packing everything up. And then we start talking about where this is going, right? Now, this is the first date. So he proceeds to say something along the lines of, well, yeah, what I'm looking for is friends with benefits. So I just want to know how you feel about that. I was like, yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking, huh? Okay. I said, yeah, no, that's not what I'm into. I'm not into that. First of all, I don't know you. Second of all, that's not how I get down. And I was like, I don't know what, strike 3. That was strike 12. I was like, I don't know what about me suggests that you would think that I'm out here to have friends with benefits. I don't even know your last name. Let's start there. What are you benefiting? No, sir, no. So he was like, oh, well, and he had just lost this bunch of weight. He's like, well, I'm not looking for anything more. So if you're not looking for friends with benefits, I just lost this weight. Maybe I can be motivation for you. He was like, but other than that, I'm in. I said, well, you know what? That's good. You know what? Have a good night and take care. Took my little doggy bag or whatever. Huh? Okay. Took my doggy bag, went back to Penn Station, jumped back on the train, went back home. Not an issue. Because I was already done with him in the beginning. Girl. I laughed. So here's the best part. Here's the best part. Are you ready for the best part? And then when I'm done my story, somebody else got to give me another story. Ridiculous. So the next day, I get a phone call from the guy. Hey, I can't even remember his name, and it's not important. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, so we were talking yesterday and blah, blah, blah. He was like, and I realized I spent a bunch of money on you. You owe me another date or half my money back. No. he said, you, he said, you owe me, I spent a lot of money on you. One, you wanted to go to Manhattan. We didn't have to go to the city. Two, you wanted to pretend you could ball and couldn't ball. That's not my fault. Three, I said, you know what? I said, you know what? You take care and you have a really good night. And I hung up, and that was it. Bold. I was like, what you... I laughed it off and just kept it moving. But that was that. And the funnier thing is, I was nice because he didn't deserve me to get out of character to flip out for what? Because that was our last conversation. So for me to flip out, for what? I was like, goodbye. And no. But that was not even my worst date. Like, that's just one of the dates that stood out. So the purpose of this whole scope was to just find out if you guys can think of a bad date or a really, really funny date or a good date, and just share that information below. So if you're interested in sharing, I'm interested in reading. Somebody asked me to go first. Ty, can you remind me what yours was? And if anybody else had a date with a wonderful person or a jerk, I'm all ears. Oh gosh, she's on a date with somebody and he's on the phone arguing with his ex. No, sir. No. Mm-mm. And one issue that I have, hi chocolate. Hello vanilla. Yeah. That's not even the worst date I've been on, Renee. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, no one? Janae, you haven't been on a bad date? Janae, have you been on a date? Janae, you went on a double date with your auntie, remember? Renee, you don't have no bad date or really, really good date stories, even if it's in your past. What do you mean have a... Actually, if you want to... You went on a double date. I appreciate it, my alias. Thank you, love. Thank you very much. No date stories? Just me? I'm just putting myself out there. Y'all don't have nothing. Ty, you rock. Zootopia yesterday? You haven't? Well, girl, be glad. I've been on... And I don't date a lot. And this new Tinder business, no. Ty, share your good date. Tell me. Your first date. I'm showing y'all that I'm scratching my back. That is not your ex-hubby. That's okay. That's right. You did tell me that. You told me that. You did. Dating in 2016, it seems to be for the birds, though. He made you a basket? Aw. Did y'all go on like a picnic kind of thing? Aw. I've never been on a picnic. That's sweet. That's sweet. See? Food lotions? What's food lotions? Or is that separate? I'm sorry. It's late. Food lotions. Wine and dine. I feel like every woman... I'm like, food lotions. Like, what is that? It's all like military food? I'm just playing. I feel like every woman should experience either being wined and dined or just like a really amazing date at least once. Every woman, I feel like every man, every woman, I feel like everyone should experience a really, really great date, even if it doesn't lead to anything more. But I feel like they should all, I've experienced something where it was like a Cinderella experience, and I'm actually writing about that right now. But I dated a guy for not very long, and I had a very nice Cinderella-ish experience. Janae did as well with the same person, but It was very nice. I really feel like every person should be pampered at least once, or just have a really great date. Long distance relationship, so it was the first date we ever had. Okay. And someone came on earlier asking about long distance relationships. Do you all think that they... Okay, I think more than once, but at least once. Minimum one time, but maximum 30 kabillion times. Someone came on asking how I feel about long distance relationships. How do you all feel about long distance relationships? Spoilage. I miss you, Renee. Spoilage. I don't like him either no more, Ty. And you understand. It's Brown Sr. Hello, Brown Sr. Or is it Sir Sr.? I don't know. Ty, you know how I feel about long distance relationships. How are you? The organic loft. Unless the intention is to change locations. Excellent. That's exactly what I said, Ty. I feel like if you're having a long distance relationship and neither party decides that they want to move north, south, east, or west, then I don't know if it could work. That's right. I remember your story. I think your story is beautiful. And I believe that God has someone else in store for you as well. But like you said, everyone should experience that type of love. I agree. Hi, Lydia. Hey, rich friend. How are you? And another rich friend. So I have Lydia and Leia. Hey, rich friends. What's happening? I'm talking about dating, ladies. Bad stories or really funny dating stories that you can remember and would like to share. How are you, Leia? I shared a really interesting date story that you are welcome to hit replay once I get off of Scope to watch. But it was very interesting. But yeah, I was also asking about long distance relationships and how we all feel about them. And my friend Ty was saying, you did date a guy? Talk about it. My friend Ty was saying she's not really into long distance relationships unless one of the parties is willing to move. Welcome back, Nay. Well, that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. I don't think it's bad. I think that he said you should offer to pay. He needs to get his life together. I think that the dating pool right now, I think you should be very happy. I think marriage is work, and I think it is well worth it. I think a lot of people who are not married don't really realize how much it takes to maintain a marriage. Yeah. But I think marriage is worth it. But I also know that the dating pool out here for us single women, you hold on to your husband, because what's out here right now is not. You hold on to. I feel like telling every married woman, hold on to what you have, love, because we're right. Thank you. Just pray my strength, because hold my mule, they get your life a mess. And in 2016. I feel for not even just slim pickings. I think that the pool is just different, because now, well, I'm going to say this quickly in regards to gender. There's more boxes than there used to be. There's more boxes, and there's sometimes when you can't tell what it is that you're dealing with, and I'll just say it like that. Like, there's some, like, even on Facebook, you'll see some pictures and some videos that, even for men, that they don't know, we don't know what's happening. So we got to be careful out there. Hard out here for you got to be careful, because some things everything is not what it seems. And in 2016, the questions that we have to ask are different than they were 14 years ago. I'm going to not continue. A lot of things are coming to mind, but I will not say them on Periscope. But I think you all can. I think you all. I'm not even talking about viruses. I'm not even talking about STDs. I'm talking about gender. Like sometimes you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know people are doing surgeries and stuff like that. You don't know what you're dealing with. And I feel like if you want a specific gender, or you're interested in one specific, right, Zika and Mika and all of them, we listen. Be happy for what you have and pray my strength, and the rest of the single women in here, please. Thank you, amen. That's all I'm saying. Yes. But as I said when I started, I'm gonna end the scope shortly. I just wanted to say that I feel like if I just pray my strength for the kids, got the cooties, yeah, and they be careful and use a lot of hand sanitizer and all that stuff. Would I date outside my race? Yes. Inside, outside. I don't mind race. I mind gender for me. I don't discriminate on a gender. I have not. Actually, yes, I have dated outside of my race. One of the stories that I'm writing is about, it's gender and honesty. Honesty and character. Character and integrity. Those are deal breakers for me. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Because other circumstances change, but you have to be right. You know, your heart has to be right. The person has to love Christ first, and then after that, you know, that kind of thing. Character, integrity, honesty, those things are important to me. Yes. Yes, yes. But I was saying it's time for Adrienne to... And it's like, what question do you ask on a date? Is it... Well, what did your parents name you when you were born? Like, what questions do you ask on a date? So, backing on up, Adrienne is focusing on her business and on FAFSA questions. Give them a questionnaire, a FAFSA questionnaire, and tell them that the government... Just checking. I just want to check. Because certain things, you know, back in the day, you could check certain characteristics and it was clear. It's not clear in 2016. So, again, I'm focusing on my business, and every time that I'm like, oh, you know, sometimes single women, not even lonely. Lonely is not what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we wish that we had a mate. Sometimes we do. When I find myself there, I just refocus. I change my focus and I go back to what my goal is, and then I continue to push forward towards my goal. And I believe that in time it will happen, and I don't stress or think about it too much. Exactly. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm so lonely, I wish. It's not. I don't go there. I don't go there. Like, can somebody vacuum out my car for me? Like, can you take care? Can you please? Because I don't want to do that. And then I go, Adrienne, get your life together. Focus. What's your main goal? Main goal right now is my right. I can't with y'all. I'm taking on responsibilities. But again, my daughter will be 21 this year. I can't complain. She is almost an adult. So she's self-sufficient. So it's time for Adrienne to focus on Adrienne. Like the grocery girl. Listen, I've been carrying, my daughter can tell you, Adrienne does one trip from the car. Okay, I could have 73 bags, and I'm bringing them in the house with one trip. Because what I don't do is go back and forth to the car several trips. One trip. I will carry some on my neck. Why is that what you said, though? Why did you say that? I will wrap some around my ears. I will carry some of my teeth. But what I'm not going to do is go back to the car. Especially like if I live on the 3rd floor or something, we're not doing this. So we're just going to build up the muscles in your arms, and you're just going to carry all 78 bags up. But what, girl, like 6 bags on this ear and 6 bags on the other ear. Could put a couple bags on my shoulders, leave the children. But yeah. Don't be on the news. I don't do it anymore. I just mean when my daughter was younger, And when she was younger, and you know, if you have, you know, the stroller, I don't know if you have any children, you've got the stroller in one hand and the child in the other, and you just went to the grocery store, so you're carrying all this stuff in the house. No, listen, she's 21. I've been doing this for a long time. I got it down pat. But what was the thing I was gonna say? You got me cracking up. Carrying everything. Yes, cause no. Janae, was it Central Ty? Was it me and you, or was it me and my homegirl Kay Byrne? We took Janae to college, and we took all her stuff out of the car. Yes. Okay, so it was when my daughter went to North Carolina Central University. All of it. All of it. Lady A. Is that you? Wait. Only one person calls me Lady A. Is that Lady L? I think it's Lady L. Ooh, ooh. I hope it's Lady L. Yay! Sorry, guys. Yay! I was like, only one person calls me that. How are you? Why am I yelling? So we took Janae to, you don't like the, shush, Janae. We took her to college, and we took everything upstairs in one trip. One trip. One. Because Adrienne doesn't like multiple trips. I'm talking TV, clothes, everything. One trip. Lady, I was talking about dating. Do you have any dating stories that you would like to share? A really good one or a really bad one? I shared it wasn't even bad. It was just really, no, it was bad. It was really sucky. Yeah. But if you're interested in sharing a story, we would be love to hear it. We would be love to hear it. I don't know what that means. I think I'm really tired. Yeah, but we took her to college, and we took everything upstairs, and we would be, thank you, Nay. We would be love to hear it. We took everything upstairs in one trip because I didn't want to do. Boy, do I. I am all ears and eyes. Give me a good one, Lisa. You just Ty. There's 2 ties in here. You Diddy Harmony. See, I can't do, you going to sleep? Good night, good night, good night. I can't do the, when you're on a dating website, you put up your picture when you were 15 and you're now 87. I can't do that. I don't like that. I want to opt out of that. I need you to be honest with who you are today. You're the original Ty? I don't know, because I've known the other Ty for like 30 years, so I kind of feel like she's the original Ty. So you got to let me know which Ty you are so I can put you in your proper perspective. I look marvelous. Thank you. I'm tired is what I am. You're not so sure? Yeah, the original Ty that I know, I've known since I was like 1 year old. So I don't know Ty. But welcome. I'm over here Periscope and somebody tries to FaceTime you. I rebuke. Oh, it's a female. Okay, see the original Ty. It's